Welcome to today's more important analysis videos on Friday 29th of March with me, Japan market analyst at Hantec Markets. We've got a fairly positive outlook actually coming across markets today. It's interesting that what we have seen is this reaction coming about after suggestions that the US and China were sort of gradually moving towards some sort of traction in an agreement. There's some give and take, obviously, from both sides, but some suggestions that China are willing to sort of give some ground on the technology side, which is important. And subsequently, we've seen a big bounce actually in risk appetite coming through the fact that Treasury yields reacted higher, stronger on the 10-year and the 2-year, and interesting that that came about even despite the fact that US growth was revised lower yesterday. We had jobless claims that were actually lower, but that is obviously positive for the US economy. So it's we have seen a stronger dollar, and that stronger dollar really did hit through yesterday. We had euro dollar lower, you had gold sharply lower, sterling also fell away sharply as Brexit combined with that dollar strength really pulled cable lower yesterday, and it's not a million miles off 130 big figure, which tends to be seen as a bit of a line in the sand for this whole Brexit process. And my feelings are sort of increasingly coming around to the fact that we could be facing a general election amid the logjam of Brexit, and that would be a drag lower on sterling in due course. So what we see at the moment is fairly positive on equities, European equities, all around about 0.5% higher, and that comes as Wall Street closed high yesterday, and also a little bit higher on the futures. Oil continues to sort of chop around, a little bit unsteady, traded in a range over the last couple of weeks, and that continues between 58 and 40 on WTI. So it was just shading a little bit higher, but interesting that we've seen that the Chinese yuan, which has strengthened today, pulling dollar yuan lower, even despite the fact that the US dollar has just ticked back higher again, as Treasury yields have sort of moved a little bit higher as well. But broadly speaking, we're looking fairly positive today. Now, Theresa May's latest attempt to get her deal through Parliament comes today, and another deal, another vote, and that's at 2:30 today, so sterling traders will be certainly focusing on that. The UK growth numbers were revised at very slightly higher on the year-on-year, but quarter-on-quarter stayed as they were. We also had the current account, which was a very small amount worse at 23.7 in terms of a bigger deficit there. That sort of came out at 9:30. Now, okay, so that takes me to other data this afternoon. We've got the US core PCE. Now, this is important because it's the Fed's preferred inflation measure, and that is at 12:30, and it's expected to remain as it is at 1.9%. And also, we're looking for the final Michigan sentiment at 2 o'clock. And that's expected to be 97.8. So my chart today is silver. Now, silver and gold got absolutely smashed, certainly in the last few days, but yesterday really decisively lower, really confirming that broken uptrend of the past couple of weeks, pulling back to 1490, which is a really key support. 1494 has been the support today, but 1490, big breakout level, basis of support, but also around where that 144-day moving average is. But look at these momentum indicators, the RSI. Effectively failing around that 50-point MACD lines, crossing lower below neutral, stochastics accelerating lower, following on from a bear cross. We've had a bear, big strong bear candle yesterday, responded today by a bit of a rebound, about 0.5% up on silver today, but the 15-14 old pivot line, that needs to be watched, because that is a level that has been historically supportive and is now a basis of resistance. So a failure to get back above that would really sort of put the pressure on, I think, silver today, and for continued weakness and a probable retest of that 1490 area again. So you've just seen these momentum indicators effectively just unwind a little bit, but how far can they go? You've got overhead supply on this hourly chart that comes in around that 1520 area, back from 1514 to 1520. So that's overhead supply to catch these this rally today. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one goes, but it certainly looks the pressure is growing to the downside on silver as this dollar has strengthened. So wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later.